cat. Good.
If you want to sign this, I'll get it out right away.
Okay.
Sorry I took so long.
Well, it takes time to go out to the Spindletop and back. Did you have a nice lunch?
Very.
Good. I hope it turns out to be as profitable as the last one.
What do you mean?
Well, the last time you had lunch with one of your Aunt Hildy's friends, you came back with a whole handful of oil leases.
No, sorry. No oil leases. Not today.
Well, you keep your eyes open, honey. Your Aunt Hildy traveled in some very important circles.
I know. Rena, is it all right if I get off a little early today?
Yes, that'll be all right, Allison. There's nothing pressing.
I have some things I want to take care of.
Fine. Well, I have a meeting with Mr. Prescott in the survey department. You file his reports and you can leave as early as you'd like.
Thank you, Rena.
Allison, I'm glad that you enjoyed your lunch today. Just remember what I said. Aunt Hildy's friends could prove very useful.
They already have. Mr. Hannibal's money is going to buy an awful lot of nice clothes at Page One.
I don't know what's gotten into you today, but you're like the cat who ate the canary.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, when I'm happy, I like to share my happiness.
You do?
I think everybody should take the afternoon off and enjoy themselves.
Oh.
What do you say to that, Nita?
Actually, I had that in mind myself.
Justin Marshall, look what you've started. You've started a rebellion.
Good, good.
No, seriously, Paige, I was wondering if I could have a little time off this afternoon.
Oh, really? Why, honey?
Well, I'd like to do something special for Billy Joe.
That's the kind of woman we need more of. She wants to make a fuss over her man.
Well, I haven't been able to see much of him lately, and I am going to be flying to New York and Chicago. I thought I could, plan a nice evening together. You know, dinner, the whole works.
Oh, that sounds lovely, honey. But are you sure that Billy Joe is going to have the time? I mean, I know how busy he's been doing all of those Ace High commercials lately, and golly, it would be just terrible. I mean, if you did all that work and then you found out that Billy Joe was stuck at the studio.
All right, Paige. I get your message. You can't imagine what I have to put up with my sister here.
Oh, poor Justin.
I will personally see to it that Billy Joe has the evening off to spend with you.
Really?
Well, sure. I wouldn't want people to say that Marshall Oil came between a man and his wife. Here's your purse. What you heard?
Well, that's the old brother that I know and love. Thank you.
Go on now. Get out of here. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you, Justin.
You just make sure my spokesman has a good time.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Justin.
Well, where's your phone? I better call KVIK and make sure Billy Joe has the night off.
Right here. Here you go.
I'm not sure exactly what this is.
Where did you find it?
It was right where Ruby and I fell through that wall.
It seems like a tablet of some kind.
Yeah, well, the material itself is ancient.
What about the writing?
It's not exactly writing. It's like a series of pictographs, symbols.
Oh, just like the ones on the fire cones.
Well, no, actually, these don't correspond to anything I've seen before.
Well, how about the markings on Sutar's rock?
No, these symbols are much older than that. These date back to a time long before the creation of this cave.
How long?
I wouldn't even hazard a guess. I'll tell you one thing, though. This stone that the symbols are etched on is, it's not even from this part of the world.
Well, then how did it get here?
I don't know. Somebody must have brought it. And judging from where we found it, I'd say they brought it a long time ago.
Well, why here?
I don't know, Mark. It's a mystery.
Great. Just what we need, another mystery.
What does it mean, Brett?
I wish I knew.
Texas. The first part of Texas is brought to you by the first powder detergent with a full-strength fabric softener built right in. Bold 3. Cleans, softens, controls static. Bold 3.
I hope you realize how nervous I am.
That's perfectly normal. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm scared to death. And I mean, this is only a rehearsal.
There's no reason to be.
You know, being nervous helps a little bit. It really does. It gets you all worked up and ready to go.
Yeah, I keep telling myself that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean it. Now, it gets the old adrenaline pumping, you know. Otherwise, you can't do your best.
I know.
You perform every night at the Starlight. Why should this be any different?
Because it is different. I mean, at the Starlight, I'm working on a one-to-one basis. I can see the audience. I know if they like what I'm doing. I mean, all I got here is that one-eyed camera staring at me in the face.
That's not true. You have Billy Joe, and you have the crew. You're going to get lots of response.
Yeah, but what counts are the people that I can't see.
No, don't think about that, huh? Really.
I can't think about anything else. I mean, at a bar, if people don't like what you're doing, the worst thing that can happen is they can order another beer, they can start talking. I mean, but here...
The worst thing that can happen here is they get up and turn you off.
Oh, no, Vicky, I wouldn't want that to happen. I mean, that wouldn't be fair to you or Billy Joe. You're risking an awful lot on me.
I am not risking a thing. You're going to be fine.
Look, Hunt, the best thing to do is just forget about the camera. No, in your case, I think the best thing was just treat it like a friend.
I am nervous.
Well, I know how that feels. Now, do you remember the first night, how nervous I was, and you encouraged me, and I got over it? Well, now it's my turn to encourage you. Trust Billy Joe, and you have the staff here to give you all the support you're going to need.
Hunt, she's absolutely right. All you got to do is come on in here, relax, play the piano the best you can, and leave everything else up to those boys in the booth. Everything's going to be just fine.
All right, I'll give it my best.
Just imagine you're playing at the Starlight, and everything will be as smooth as silk.
All right. Now, before we run over your song here, I want to make sure you know all the questions I'm going to ask you, because I want you to know what to expect, okay?
Okay.
You don't have anything to worry about.
That's right. There's nothing to chance, and no surprises.
Okay, let's get on with it.
Hi.
Hi.
Grant me a favor.
Ask it.
Well, I know that this does not necessarily fit within the framework of your job description, but then again, you're not the ordinary run-of-the-mill executive, are you?
What exactly do you have in mind?
What I have in mind is to take my mind off of things.
What things?
Business, for one.
Oh. Rough day?
Yeah. Since Mark had been gone, the work's been kind of piling up. I had no idea how much of a load he'd taken over.
Well, I did. I've been living with this file cabinet over there.
Well, one of the problems of hiring your own son is that you take him for granted.
You shouldn't. Mark's a real dynamo. You'll never get anyone else to do the kind of work he does.
I don't know where he gets his energy.
Is Mark's workload the only thing that's on your mind?
No. I'm worried about Brett's safety, this whole high-toe pa thing.
I may have made some progress in that. I talked to Mr. Prescott in the survey department.
Oh, you did? Thank you. I appreciate that. I got a couple of guys down the map room poring over those maps. They should have something soon.
Good. Stop worrying, huh? Mark can handle it.
I hope so.
Now, besides Mark, Brett, and High Toe Pa, is there something else?
Yeah, my wife's lawyer called me.
What did he want?
Time. She has found yet another pretext to delay. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I want you to grant me a favor.
What is it?
Dinner. Will you go to dinner with me at the Top of the World Club?
Of course, Grant. I'd love to.
Yeah, well, Leonard, try to reschedule for next week, will you? Thanks. I really appreciate that. Bye-bye. It's done. Billy Joe is a free man.
Oh, thanks, Joe. That's sweet.
Well, I am not Simon Legree.
Oh, really?
And how can I resist the pleas of two such lovely ladies?
Well, I hope you didn't do it all for our sakes. You know, Billy Joe needs a little time off. You have been running him ragged.
I don't think so.
Well, I do. According to Nita, you're getting much more than an 8-hour day from that man.
And I'm paying him much more than the minimum wage. All I ask is that Billy Joe do his job.
He has a family.
So have I. What's the beef here? I just gave him time off, didn't I?
One day, big deal.
I can't believe you. I don't know how you ever made it in the fashion world. You have such a tender heart.
Justin Marshall, you are giving Nita and Billy Joe a rough time. They're going through a lot of changes. They need their home life.
All right. All right, I'll do what I can to let up on Billy Joe.
Thanks.
It's not going to be easy, though. Oh, Marshall Oil is, well, on a roll. Growing in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, TJ told me about the new leases that you...
Well, it's not just that. Production division's doing great, so is everything else. The Ace High division has, well, it's doubled its franchise holdings in a couple of months. Hud Richards is building us the finest car that money can buy, and we have the fuel additives page. I am sitting on a gusher here, and I can't cap it off all by myself and need some help. Billy Joe has got to do his part. It's in his contract.
All right, Justin, I get the idea. You know, it's funny there for a minute. You just sounded so much like Daddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guess it did. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Yeah, you just remember what happened, Justin.
Paige.
There's a lot more to life than making money. You give Billy Joe a little more consideration, you hear?
Yeah. For my sister's sake, I'll try and do just that.
You know, you could be a real sweetheart when you want.
Hey! Oh, I almost forgot why I came over here. I want to invite you to a little party I'm having tonight.
A party?
Yeah. Marshall Oil's been doing so great. I thought that I'd have a little celebration at the Top of the World Club. You know, dinner, drinks, a little conversation.
Oh, I'm not sure that
I won't take no for an answer. You'll be there, won't you? Listen, and bring TJ along. He's almost a member of the family,
well,
you know.
It's really sweet of
I
you.
hold this hesitation. I want to have a party. And you're going to come, aren't you?
All right, I'll be there. I will come. Aw, Big Joe.
Hi.
Honey, I was just gonna call you.
You were?
Sure I was. Never gonna believe what just happened.
Tell me.
Well, Justin just called up Leonard and said that the taping's canceled for tonight.
He did he?
Yeah. Really, I don't understand it. I had 5 of these Ace High gas pump bingo spots to do, and I would have been here till 1 in the morning.
And, they canceled them?
Well, yeah, I don't understand it. Justin just called up all of a sudden and said I was working too hard, and that I deserved the night off, and I should just enjoy myself. What's so funny?
I'm sorry. Well, Justin was at Page One today carrying on about how happy he was and how everybody should take the afternoon off. And so, Paige put the screws to him.
Wait a minute, she did what?
She got him to give you the night off.
I love that woman.
I do too.
Well, darling, what do you want to do with our evening off, huh?
I want to go out to dinner, and I want to have a great time.
I'll tell you what. You're on, and I know just the place.
Where?
Well, we just got a new piano player for the show. His name is Hunt Weston, and he's got a place he owns not too far from here. It's called the Starlight Lounge.
Starlight Lounge. I like that.
Well, in the Starlight Lounge it is.
Okay.
You know, I just love that Paige Marshall, too.
You are going to have a good time. You won't regret it, I promise you.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
You know, when things are going well for me, I like to share my good fortune with the people I love, and I sure do love my sister.
You sold me. I'm gonna be there.
You know, I called New Orleans this morning. I ordered up a special supply of oysters for tonight. And I also warned Ricardo about the champagne. You know, the last time Ashley and I entertained
Justin,
at
will
the
you
top of
please
the world.
slow down? Didn't Daddy ever tell you not to sell beyond a sale? I'm going to come to your party. If you keep at this pace, you are going to frighten me off.
I'm sorry, Paige. I'm so happy about the way things are going.
No, I can see that.
You know, the Marshalls are on the way up. I'm a success. Page One is a success. I think we're entitled to kick up our heels.
Yes, we are, and we are going to do that tonight at the top of the World Club.
I think I'm going to call the chef. Tell him to make
Justin,
a cake.
Justin,
Don't-
will you see all that paperwork over there? That is my work. Will you please
All
get
right.
out of here and let me do my
I'm
work?
leaving. Bye-bye. Oh, hello, Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Hello, Justin.
I was just thinking about you.
You were?
Yeah, I'm having a party at the top of the World Club, kind of celebrating all the wonderful things that have happened to Marshall Oil. You're part of the family. You should be there.
Well, I'm not a marshal.
Well, no, but you're an in-law. That's close enough, huh?
Well, thanks for the invitation, Justin, but I don't think I can make it.
Why not?
Oh, I have some other plans.
What kind of plan? Oh, I know. I bet you've got a date. Paige, I told you those boys would start to beat a path toward her door. Allison, this is your time, baby. You just enjoy it.
I will.
And you make those boys treat you right.
Right.
I can't stay here talking all day. I got plans to make. Bye-bye now.
Justin, see you tonight.
Hello.
Whoa. Sometimes brothers can be very exhausting.
I know.
So what can I do for you, honey?
Well, I want to buy some clothes.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do for you. Do you have anything specific in mind?
Brett, is there any possibility of figuring out the writing on the tablet?
No, not without the help of an expert. I mean, I have basic training in archaeology, and I know something about hieroglyphics and cuneiform writing, but this is outside the realm of my knowledge. Miles were here.
Miles didn't say anything in his letter about a tablet like this.
No, he didn't, and that's very strange. I mean, an object of this antiquity is so significant, he wouldn't have overlooked it. If he'd seen this, he would have mentioned it.
Well, maybe it doesn't have anything at all to do with the legend of Sutar.
Well, that's possible, but I find that hard to believe.
You said the writings predate the markings on the fire compass.
Yeah, by thousands of years. This is the product of an ancient people that existed long before the events at Haitopah.
Who were they?
I don't know. Whoever they were, they must have visited this cave at some point and left this relic behind.
I don't know why anybody'd want to come here on purpose.
Well, you know, a lot of the strangeness in this cave is due to the explosion, but you know, it's just possible that this place was a holy place, a place of mystery.
Like Delphi?
Yeah, or Stonehenge.
You mean you think there's relics like this hidden in the passageways?
It's possible.
Wonderful. More things we can't explain.
Well, the only way we're going to find out anything is by exploring.
How much you figure this thing's worth, anyway?
From an archaeological standpoint, it's priceless. In terms of dollars and cents, I don't know, it's hard to say.
I read in the paper the other day about this old Indian blanket that was auctioned off for $10,000. You think this could be worth more than that?
Easily.
Well, I'll just hold on to this for safekeeping. What are we all sitting around for? Why don't we do some serious exploring? Except we better watch out, because Gretchen's still out there with a gun.
Ooh, I like that one too, Allison.
So do I.
Shall I put that aside too?
Yeah, please.
Boy, you know, you are going to have a hard decision here between these two.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Well, this is the second one we put aside.
I know. Yeah, I think I'll take them both.
You're going to take both of them?
Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, you don't want to sell them to me.
Oh, heavens no, Allison. I'm in the business to sell dresses. If you want both, you shall have both.
Good.
Shall I just put this on Ashley's account then?
No. I'll pay for this myself.
You will?
Mm-hmm.
Allison, do you have any idea how much those dresses cost?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to talk you out of anything, but...
I can handle it.
Well, where are you going to get the money to...
Why don't I pay you now? And And you can have the dresses delivered to me. I'm staying at the Bellmans.
Now, do you think you're going to be able to read the markings on this print?
Oh, yeah. Lurleen did a great job. These are very clear impressions.
Well, we better play it safe.
What do you mean?
Gretchen, if we're gonna go exploring, who's gonna stand guard?
You know, she's right. We can't ignore Gretchen. She's dangerous and she's determined. This cave is very deceptive, and I think it'd be far more dangerous if we split up. Now, as you ladies well know, if somebody were to get lost in here alone, they may never find their way out.
We're lost in here already.
Ruby, no, we're not. We got this print. We have the instructions Miles left us in the letter.
Yeah, but Gretchen's got the fire compass.
Well, she doesn't have the whole thing, and even if she did, there's no guarantee she knows how to use it.
If we go deeper into this cave, then it's going to be that much more dangerous for Gretchen to follow us.
Good. That answers that question, right?
Yep.
Okay, then we're going to stick together, right? Well, then what do you say you get that letter out and let's see if we can't find where this secret chamber is.
Hey. Okay, according to the instructions, this one.
Where?
That's the one we have to find to get to the secret chamber, this symbol.
Well, are there any directions in there as to where this chamber might be?
Oh, yeah, Miles is very specific about this. Okay, we go to that wall, and right to our left there, we should find an opening. Through there we go 30 paces forward, then 12 paces to the right. And then we'll round this corner, and to the right again, we'll see a glowing stalagmite. Within 10 paces of that stalagmite, we're going to find this symbol etched on the wall. Is it right here? I don't know, this sounds awfully complicated.
Well, it's not going to be that complicated if we just take it step by step.
All right, let's get our things together and get going.
Let's do it.
Got it? Yep. Okay. Everybody ready?
Yeah, I guess so. Yep.
All right. There's that opening. Let's go.
Why is the table set for four?
Well, because we're having guests.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, I'm feeling much too good to celebrate alone. I think we should share all our good fortune with family and friends.
Oh, well, who have you invited?
Paige and TJ.
TJ?
Is something wrong with that?
No. I just thought that you were mad at him.
Oh, why should I be? He's a terrific negotiator. He's one of the reasons we've been so successful. Thank you.
Well, he wouldn't persuade his father to work for the company.
Well, nobody's perfect. And he is sweet on my sister, so that makes him almost part of the family.
I just wish that you had told me.
Well, I wanted it to be a surprise.
Well, do me a favor. No more surprises.
I like surprises. Especially nice surprises. Come on, Ashley, cheer up. We're going to have a good time.
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas. And now, the next part of Texas.
Well, now that you've been through your bath of fire and your rehearsal, how do you think it went?
All right, I guess I played all the right notes, and when we rehearsed the interview, I remembered my name and where I was born.
You're going to be terrific on the air.
What makes you so sure?
Because I watched the rehearsal in my office on the monitor.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Mm-hmm, I can. I don't as a rule. Only when it's important.
Well, what did you think?
I liked what I saw. You were nice and easy at the piano, and you were certainly right at home when you were chatting with Billy Joe.
It was all bluff.
Most good performing is.
I mean, I can't even remember what I said during that interview. I was so nervous.
Well, I know that feeling.
Vicki, I can't imagine you ever really being nervous.
Oh, no? Oh, what do you think I was that night you got me up to sing at the Starlight?
You came across like a pro.
So did you. Hunt, you're going to be a real asset to the show.
Well, thanks for the encouragement.
I'm rooting for you.
Oh, boy, I didn't realize it was this late. I got to get back to the Starlight. It's the dinner hour.
I hope you have a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, I hope so, too. Vicki, I'm really grateful for what you're doing for me.
It's my pleasure. As I told you before, Hunt, you helped me over a very rough spot. I'm just returning the favor.
Paige?
Hi there.
Oh, hey. Look, I'm sorry I'm late, but... Wow, don't you look nice?
Thank you. I have a surprise.
What?
We're going to a party
We are? Where?
at the top of the World Club.
Oh, well, that sounds all right to me. What's the occasion?
Well, Justin dropped by this afternoon and invited us to celebrate the success of Martial Law.
Oh?
I'm sorry, honey. He was just so happy, I didn't have the heart to say no.
Who else is going to be there?
You, me, Justin, Ashley. I think that's all.
You really think that's a good idea?
I don't think we have much choice.
It's going to create a lot of tension.
Possibly.
No, not possibly. You can count on it. If you think that dinner with my mother and father was rough, it'll be a picnic compared to this.
Well, it's got to be faced one time or another, TJ.
Yeah, well, I just wish it was some other time. We all have a lot of feelings to sort out.
Well, what did you want me to do? I couldn't do anything. He asked me point blank.
I know. I just wish that he hadn't. Like, there are going to be 3 of us sitting there tonight, pretending to have a good time, trying to hide our emotions. Justin's going to be the only one who won't be in on the secret.
Listen to me, TJ. There is no reason that he ever need learn. I have accepted the situation, and I promised you and Ashley that I won't betray you. So there doesn't need to be any tension.
It'll be there, though, no matter how hard we try to ignore it.
Well, we're grown-ups. We can deal with it. Right?
Okay. If you can do it, so can I. We'll go.
Oh, thanks.
I wonder what could be keeping them.
It's not that late.
When I'm having a party, I like it to begin.
Sweetheart, please just relax. The champagne's not going to go flat.
Well, why aren't they here?
Well, Paige had to close up the boutique, and I'm sure then she wanted to go back to the hotel and change.
I suppose you're right.
Of course I'm right. If you had told me about it to begin with, instead of surprising me, you could have made the reservations for later.
I didn't want to make the reservations for later. When I am in the mood to have a party, I like it to start early and then last long.
You are just like a child. I love you.
Thank you, darling. I love you. You know what I did? I called New Orleans this morning, and I ordered us some fresh oysters to be sent up here.
You're kidding.
Yeah. What's wrong, darling? I thought you liked oysters.
It's Rena.
Just having dinner with Grant?
I don't like it.
This is a public place, Ashley.
Public or private, she always just spells trouble. And since when did a public place get her from showing her colors? Don't look now, but I think we have company, Grant.
So I see, but that doesn't bother you, does it?
No, but I don't understand why they have to come here. After all, this is the World Oil Building.
Rena.
I'm sorry. This is our evening. They can have their dinner, and we'll have ours.
Good evening, Mr. Wheeler. Good evening. This way, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't care. I can't help it, Justin. I'm just not comfortable around that woman.
Stop it, Ashley. I came here to enjoy myself. I want us to all have a good time.
Oh, I would have a better time if she weren't here.
You just forget it. Just take your mind off Rena completely. Think of all those oil leases that are pouring into Marshall Oil right now. We've got a lot of reasons to celebrate. Let's do it.
Nola's back in town.
Did you think you were rid of me?
Find out what Nola's surprise is when The Doctors moves to a new time Monday, March 29th. Check local listings.
Follow the search with Sunny Adamson, a reporter who gives her all for a story and for love. Search for Tomorrow premieres Monday on NBC.
Oh, they have some really nice things on this menu.
Well, sure, hon. What did you expect?
I didn't know.
Honey, this is the kind of place where you come in, you sit down, relax, have a nice dinner, and then you can jump up and sing if you feel like it.
Oh, are you going to sing?
No, I want everybody to have a good time tonight.
What do you think I should order?
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know. Maybe we should just wait and ask Hunt. Oh, here he is now.
Billy Joe, why didn't you tell me you were coming here tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't know I was going to be here myself until a little while ago. I thought I was going to spend the whole night taping commercials.
Wow.
Oh, Hunt Weston, this is my wife, Nita. Nita, this is Hunt.
Well, it's a pleasure, Mrs. Wright.
Thank you. Yes, my husband tells me the rehearsal went very well today.
Well, your husband made it seem easy. I just hope it goes that well when we get on the air.
Oh, it will. I tell you, Hunt, this guy is very talented and is taking a big load off my shoulders by filling in for Ricky.
Hey, I'd like to stay and talk, but I got to take care of some business in the kitchen. Now, you folks order anything you like. It's on the house.
Oh, wait, no. We couldn't do that.
Why not? You take care of me down at the studio. Why can't I take care of you here?
Oh, well, I know that. It's just that I couldn't help but feel like I was taking advantage of you, that's all.
Don't be silly. I want to.
Well, Nita and me, we're going to have to leave if you insist.
Joe.
You're serious, aren't you? All right. Have it your way. You can pay. At least let me treat you to a nice bottle of wine with your dinner, all right?
Oh.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Fine. Well, you going to stick around for the music later?
Hey, you bet.
All right, I'll see you then.
Okie doke.
I like him. He's a very nice man.
Well, it is about time.
Sorry about that, Justin. It's my fault.
I don't believe that for a minute. I remember how long it took my sister to get ready for a party.
Now, Justin.
Admit it, Paige. You used to keep those poor dates of yours waiting in the study for hours.
Ignore him. I would if it weren't true. Oh, still is, darling.
Well, now that we're all here, I think we should break out the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Cardo, we'll have the champagne now.
Justin is certainly laying it on thick. Really, he's celebrating.
Who cares?
It worries me, Grant. They've been snapping up leases right and left, and now they're having a party. I'm afraid that champagne means bad news for World Oil.
Rena, I thought we came here to take my mind off the business.
I'm sorry.
I'm so happy you could make it, TJ. After all, you're as responsible as anyone for our success.
Thank you, Justin, but I can't take all the credit. I mean, it's pretty easy to negotiate when all the leases start coming to you.
Well, you did such a good job nailing those conditions and clauses right down into place.
I see that Rena's here. Seems to be getting very friendly with her boss.
Listen, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go call Gregory.
Darling, we've only been gone an hour.
Well, I know that, but he seemed a little lonesome. I just want him to know we're thinking about him.
Say hi for me.
I will.
Grant, will you excuse me, please? I'm going to the ladies' room.
Oh, sure.
Hello, Ashley. I see you're having a party.
What are you up to, Rena?
I'm just having dinner with Grant.
I don't believe you. You said that you were going to tell Justin about TJ. When do you plan to do it? Tonight?
I don't plan to tell him at all. Believe me, Ashley, your secret is safe with me.
That's 30. Now we make a right-hand turn here.
warned you this wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah, you warned me, but you didn't tell me I was going to be groping around in a cave full of mummies with a gun at my back.
Would you rather wait here, Ruby?
No, I'll stay with you and Mark.
Okay, we gotta move on.
Think we're ever going to find our way out of here?
Hey, come on, don't worry about it.
Okay, 12 paces this way, and we've already done 2. Okay, this is 12. Now we're going to round this corner. That's it. That's the glowing stalagmite Miles described in the letter.
That is really weird.
What makes it glow like that?
Probably the after effects from the explosion. Quite possibly some form of radiation.
Radiation?
Yeah, now look, it's right where it's supposed to be. So the wall with the symbol etched on it should be right there. Let's go look for it. Come on.
To us.
Future.
You know, this might be the last time we'll get a chance to have an evening like this for quite a while.
I know.
And you're going to be flying all over the place. Chicago and New York.
New York, I know. Imagine me in New York. I've only been out of Texas one time in my life when I was 5 years old.
Where'd you go?
I went to Fort Smith, Arkansas. My mama had relatives there.
Well, I'll tell you, New York's a little different than Fort Smith.
Yeah, I know. I wish you could come along.
So do I, huh? But it just can't be this time.
You know, I've never been on an airplane before. I don't know what it's like.
Oh, hon, it's going to be fun. You're going to really like it. You just make sure that Roger books you in first class.
Why does that make a difference?
Well, I mean, first class is the only way to travel if you're important.
I'm not important.
The most important thing to me and Billy Joe Jr.
Well, then you just better tell Justin to book you into first class, too. Because you're the most important thing in the world to me.
You listen to us, we sound like a couple of old world travelers already.
Yeah, I guess we will be.
Yeah, well, before we know it, we're just stop and say hello to each other when we pass each other in the airport.
No. No, it won't be like that. We won't let it. Because we love each other too much.
You're right, we won't.
And we have that home that you're building for me and Billy Joe Jr.
And we're going to arrange time so we can be together. We're going to arrange our lives to make it that way. I promise you, Nita.
So exciting. And so scary.
What?
The future, it's out there waiting for us, and you don't know what it's going to be.
Nita, it's going to be just fine. Just fine. As long as I got you and Billy Joe Jr., couldn't be any way else.
This is the location.
I can't see anything.
Well, the first symbol should be here.
Where?
Just somewhere on this wall.
Brett, bring that light over here. Right here.
That's it, Ricky.
We found it.
That's it, just where Miles described it.
Well, then the fire compass works.
I knew it would.
Now can we rest?
No, we can't. We gotta move on.
Well, where are we going in such a hurry?
Oh, wherever those instructions take us. Come on. Sweet.
what Rena had to say to Ashley.
I couldn't care less.
But she always has a way of getting to her.
Well, she's not going to do it tonight. I came here to have a good time, and that's what we're going to have. You want some more champagne?
Actually, Justin, I'm just going to go and see if Ashley's all right.
Sweetheart, just went to make a phone call. She'll be right back. Now, you want some more champagne, don't you?
Oh, well, all right. Why not? We're celebrating,
you,
right?
TJ?
Yeah, it's
There you are.
You get it. Oh, that's
You know, I think I'll go on over and say hello to Grant.
Justin, that's not a very good idea.
Well, we are celebrating Marshall Oil's success, aren't we? I think I'll just go over there and bring my party over to Grant. Keep him company while Rena's not with her. Bye-bye. Ricardo, bring a couple champagne glasses over to this table, will you? Good evening, Grant. Hello, Justin. Why, thank you.
What's all this about?
Well, we're having a little celebration over there. Marshall Oil has had such a lot of success lately, and since we're such friendly competitors, I thought I should spread a little of that luck over to World Oil.
You did?
Yeah. I get the feeling that World Oil could use all the luck it can get.
Justin, if you came over here to gloat at Rena's expense, I suggest you take your champagne back to your table.
Grant, I'm just trying to be a Texas gentleman. Down here, when you're winning, you're never supposed to forget the loser, and you are the loser. You're an outsider, Grant. You're from Boston. I'm from Texas. Those good old boys are taking care of me. Down here, we take care of our own.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Justin. Because when I get finished with you, you're gonna need all the help you can get.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
I'm gonna bury you, Justin.
You're gonna bury me, Grant? Oh, that's wonderful.
Justin, you have your company, and you have your little success.
Oh, I have?
Yes. But now you're playing in my league. And we play by rules that you don't understand, so I suggest you take your champagne and you enjoy it. Because I'm gonna bury you, Justin. Both you and your company.
This part of Texas was brought to you by Top Job, the tough kitchen cleaner for tough, greasy dirt. Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
You've got your company, and you've got your little success.
Oh, I have.
That's right. But now you're in my league, Justin. And the rules we play by, you don't understand. So I suggest you take your champagne back to your table and enjoy it while you can. Because I am gonna bury both you and your company.
Was I seeing things, or was Justin Marshall just here talking to you?
You weren't saying anything. Sit down.
What did he want?
He just wanted to be an annoyance, but it's all taken care of.
Sounds like Justin. That man never gives up trying to irritate people. What was it this time?
Don't forget Justin. I gave him something to think about. I don't want to waste any more time talking about him. I just want to try to enjoy our evening together.
Grant? Want to talk it out?
Rena, there's nothing to talk about. It's the same thing. It's Brett. It's Mark. I feel so helpless. They're in danger, and I should be able to do something about it.
But you're doing everything you can. You've got a whole lot of people out there working on this
But that's
thing.
not enough, Rena. I have to be involved. I have to be doing something.
What more can you do?
If I knew where Haito Pa was, I'd go there.
If I take one more step, I'm gonna fall flat on my face.
Well, we could probably spend the night here. What do you think, Mark?
Well, this looks like as good a place as any. I'm pretty tired myself.
Brett?
Yeah, I've about had it.
Well, what do you say we spread the blankets out here?
Tell you what, why don't you all sleep and I'll post guard, okay?
Sounds good to me.
I'll keep you company.
Thanks.
Mark,
What?
I want to talk to you about something.
About what?
I didn't tell you everything about Bo Baker.
What do you mean, Ruby?
I told you I was his manager.
Yeah?
That's not all I was.
What are you getting at, Ruby?
I was married to him.
You were married to Bo Baker.
I think it's about time you found out what really happened to Bo.
Checkmate.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe
It's
what?
the second time in a row you've beaten me.
Well, that's the point of the game, isn't it?
Sure, but I taught you the game. Usually it doesn't happen so quickly that the student beats the teacher.
I learned fast. We're residents. Hiya, Mr. Barker. He's not here right now. Can I take a message? He was? Yes, sir. I'll give him that message right away. Come on, John.
Where are we going?
Top of the World Club to find Mr. Wheeler.
What for?
To give him an important message.
Well, isn't that something that can wait till he gets home?
I don't think so. That was Mr. Barker, the head of security at World Oil. He says to tell Mr. Wheeler that they found the body of Professor Rehnquist floating in Galveston Bay, and we have to tell him about it.
Okay.
Texas. The first part of Texas is brought to you by Bounce, the fabric softener that works in the dryer. Bounce gets clothes soft, gets rid of static cling, and gives clothes a long-lasting freshness your family will love.
Well, what'd you think?
Hon, I think you got a great place here. And I can safely say you got some of the best food in Houston right here.
Well, thank you. What'd you think of that wine?
I think it tastes fine. You know what? I wanted to tell you that Nita and I have decided to make this our special place.
Well.
In fact, after you're on my show, I can guarantee you that this is going to be a lot of people's special place. You're going to start to see business in here that you've never seen before.
Billy Joe, that is music to my ears.
Well, you deserve it. I mean, Vicki Bellman was right about you. You got a lot of talent, and you got a nice, easy way about you, and this place deserves to be known about. Vicki Bellman thinks a lot of you.
Well, I think a lot of her, too. She's been like a breath of fresh air in my life.
How'd you happen to meet her?
She just wandered in one night. I was sitting over there playing the piano, looked up, and there she was. I don't know what brought her in here, but it's really been a blessing.
How so?
Well, we both talked a lot together, and we've been through a lot of the same things, I guess. She's real easy to talk to.
Well, it's very important to have someone you can talk to.
That's right. And Vicky's a good listener, too.
She sure is. She gives good advice, also. And, well, I get the feeling that I'm looking at the reason why she's been in such a good mood lately.
Well, she's done a lot to make me feel better, that's for sure. I've been a pretty lonely person until she came into my life.
Oh, it is so sad how many lonely people there are in this world. I know how lonely I was when Billy Joe and I were separated. Now that we're back together, I know we're going to be very happy. We don't have to be lonely anymore.
Keep that.
Ta-da.
Oh, Allison.
This is my favorite.
Oh, they're lovely.
Do you really like them?
Yes, I do.
You don't think that maybe they're a little too daring?
You're going to look wonderful in them.
Vicki, you're so different from... Well, you don't make me feel like I'm a little kid dressing up in my mother's clothes.
You're a very attractive young lady, and you should have pretty clothes.
I like to have nice things.
However, I would like to give you one word of advice.
What's that?
Well, I don't want to put a damper on your excitement about your new dresses, but I hope you realize you're not earning enough to always go out and buy expensive dresses like this.
Oh, I know that. I didn't pay for these with my own money.
You didn't?
No. An old acquaintance gave me the money and insisted that I spend it on clothing.
Oh, I see. Well, you should be very pleased with your choices.
Thank you.
Tell me, Allison, how is everything going for you these days?
Well, everything at my job is good. I love working for Rena, and I'm learning a lot from her, and I love staying here with you.
But?
Well, my social life is sort of the pits.
Well, aren't you meeting lots of new people?
Not really. But I'm not trying.
Why not?
Well, I want to wait until I get an apartment of my own. See, I have no place to bring friends if we just want to sit and talk and, you know, that kind of thing.
Allison, I hope you know that you're always welcome to bring your friends here.
Vicki, I wouldn't feel comfortable about that. This is your home. I don't want to be an intrusion.
You wouldn't be intruding, believe me.
I still wouldn't feel right about it. And besides, if I happen to meet the right...
The right young man?
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel you had any privacy.
That's what I like about you, Vicki. You really do understand, don't you?
Well, yes, I understand certain things. But, Allison, I want you to know that as long as you're here, I want you to be free to go out and meet people, and if you want to bring someone special home. But this is a very large house.
Well, I think I've already solved this problem.
Oh?
Yeah, I found a way to get my own department.
How?
I'm going to borrow enough money from my friend.
Find out what that was all about?
No, Justin didn't want to talk about it.
Well, this party sure didn't live up to its billing, did it?
I'm sorry, darling. It sort of ended with a whimper, didn't it?
You want to go?
I'm in no rush if you aren't.
Well, there's more champagne. Would you like some?
Well, yes,
Sure,
I think
I
you should
thought you
pour
were.
it.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Sure would like to know what it was that Grant said to Justin to knock the wind out of his sails like that.
I warned him not to go over there.
I know you did. Does Justin ever listen to anyone?
Not often.
can't tell you how many run-ins I've had with him. He's like talking to a brick wall.
I had the same problem with him growing up. But there's occasionally a person that can get to him.
Like Grant Wheeler.
Yeah. But luckily, Justin is the kind of person that can bounce back. Actually, it's Ashley that I'm worried about.
What about her?
Didn't you see her, hon? She looked so tense.
Seeing Rena probably did that.
Yeah, I think it's more than that, DJ.
What else could it be?
I think it has to do with secrets.
You mean her not telling Justin about our engagement in college?
Yeah. I think she's petrified that he is going to find out. Must be awful for her to keep secrets from the one person she loves so much.
Grant, you aren't seriously considering going to Hightower, are you?
If I knew where it was, I would.
You can't do that. You've got a company to run.
It'll keep me.
Oh, you don't mean that.
Oh, yes, I do, Rena. You see, once before, I allowed work to be the controlling factor in my life. I lost my marriage, and I almost lost my children. And this time, the stakes are much higher.
But you already have done everything that can possibly be done.
There's no point in discussing this. We just keep going round and round in the same circle.
I don't care how many circles we have to go round. I have to convince you that what you're thinking about doing is wrong. Not only wrong, but irresponsible.
Irresponsible? Rena, these are my children. They could be in danger. They could be in grave danger.
You running off blindly after them isn't going to help matters any. Look, you've already got a small army of people running around trying to get information for you. There's not a thing you can do until you get something more concrete.
If I could just explain to you how utterly frustrated I am.
Look, I've got a suggestion.
What?
Why don't we go to my place for a nightcap? It's not going to solve your problems, but it's a little quieter, so maybe you'll relax.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't want to?
Oh, it's not that. I think I ought to just drop you off and go on home.
I won't have it.
Now, if you're ready, we can leave.
Pardon.
You're going to borrow money. Allison, do you really think that's a good idea?
Do you think there's something wrong with it?
Well, it all depends. How well do you know this friend?
Well enough.
And can this friend be trusted?
I think so. Why do I get the feeling that you're against my borrowing money?
Well, it's not that I'm against it exactly, but I just think it could lead to complications.
What kind of complications?
Allison, let me put it this way. I don't want you rushing out and doing something because you feel you have to.
But, Vicki, I really do want to meet people. I do want to meet young men.
You can do that right here. You don't have to rush out tomorrow and get an apartment.
Besides, I can't impose on you forever.
Well, I don't think you will. There'll come a time when you should be out on your own and have your own apartment. But I have to wonder if now is the right time.
What's wrong with now?
All right, Allison. Now, say you borrow this money, and you're able to get a little apartment and perhaps some furniture. What's going to happen a couple of months from now when you have to start paying that money back along with all your other expenses?
By then, I'll have saved up enough money to pay for those things.
Allison, I don't want to tell you not to do it. It's not my place. But I wish you'd give it some more thought. There's plenty of time. You don't have to go rushing out and getting an apartment. Please, think about it before you make a decision. In the meantime, you can stay here with Rena and me, and we can talk about this more if you'd like.
You really do care about me, don't you?
Of course I do. And friends are concerned about each other. And right now, I'm concerned that you might be making a hasty decision.
Oh. Thank you, Vicky, so much for talking to me. It's so good to know that someone cares about me. You've been so wonderful. You've done so much for me. I just wish there was something I could do for you.
Just being yourself is quite enough, Allison.
I hope I never lose you as a friend.
I don't think everyone else had a very good time tonight, but I thought it was great.
I did too.
We'll have to do it again sometime soon. Only next time, it'll be just you and me.
Real soon.
I want to kiss you.
We're in the middle of a restaurant, TJ.
I hadn't noticed.
We better go.
Your place or mine?
You are really terrible, you know that.
Yeah, but I got a winning personality.
That you have, Mr. Canfield.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, hello. Champagne was flowing at your table this evening. Any particular reason?
Nothing special?
No, Justin was just feeling very good about how well Marshall Oil is doing.
Well, I noticed that Justin and Ashley left rather suddenly. I hope it wasn't anything that was upsetting him.
No, Justin wasn't feeling well.
Nothing serious, I hope.
No, not at all. TJ, nice to see you.
Nice seeing you, Grant. TJ. I detect a certain amount of tension between the three of you.
Was there?
Come on. Yeah? It certainly was between you and TJ. He couldn't even look at you.
Well, I suppose TJ still feels guilty about leaving World Oil. It always seems to pop up when we run into each other.
Is that all there is to it?
Of course. What else could there be?
No, probably. Come on, let's go.
Ruby, just what do you mean everything about Bo Baker?
It's kind of a long story.
Yeah, well, I'm not going anywhere. Look, why didn't you tell me about Bo and you being married in the first place, huh?
It's not something I was exactly proud of.
Why not?
Because Bo and me didn't get along very good. Except I didn't know that till after he was married to me.
How long were you married to him?
Too long. See, I met Bo when I was real young in Nashville. And we got married there. It was a real bad thing right from the beginning. Bo wasn't a very nice person. So I took it as long as I could, and then I ran out on him, and I came to Houston.
But he followed you here, huh?
Not right away. Then one day I was at the coop, and he just showed up there. Right away he started making demands.
What kind of demands?
Well, he knew I didn't want anybody to know we were married, so he held that over my head. He made me tell everybody that he was my client. And then the Billy Joe show came along, and he made me get him a job on that as associate producer. And then him and Ricky had a falling out, and I didn't see him for a while. Ricky told him to get out of town. But then one day he showed up at this motel room where Lurleen and me were staying, and he said he was leaving town for good and that he'd give me a divorce. So I went over to the coop to get the divorce papers. And when I came back,
He was dead?
yeah, except I didn't know it at first. See, he was sitting in this chair with his back to me, and I went up to him and I touched him. And he keeled over. His eyes were wide open. They were just staring up at me.
Ruby, you don't have to tell me any of this if you don't want to.
It's okay, Mark. I want to tell you the whole story.
Okay. Look, why didn't you go to the police?
I couldn't.
Why?
Because I'd opened my big mouth and made a lot of threats against Bo, and a lot of different people heard me say things.
I told you that before. Threats don't mean anything.
Yeah, but if the police found out about it, they would have thought I killed him.
Okay. You had the body. What happened next?
I called Lurleen, and I told her to come from the coop right away, and she came over to the motel room. And then we took the body out to this back road near Marshall Village, and we dumped it. And that's when I noticed that it was changing.
What do you mean, changing?
It started looking like all these other bodies we've seen around here. It was really strange. He just kept looking weirder and weirder, till I couldn't recognize him anymore at all.
That must have been terrible on you, huh?
It was horrible. And that wasn't the last I saw of that body either.
Well, Bo had the fire compass. Where was it during all this?
Well, after we dumped his body, I found it in the motel room, and I took it to the apartment. And that's where Miles found it, right before Gretchen killed him. And then Gretchen kidnapped me, and she wanted to kill me too. Except Lurleen came and saved me. I don't know what I would have done without Lurleen. Mark, you gotta believe me when I tell you, I've never done anything like this before in my entire life. I only did it because I was so afraid that the police were gonna come and...
Ruby. Hey, come on. Everything's gonna be all right. Look, you don't have to tell me anything, okay? Everything will be all right.
Oh, hello, Vicky.
Hello, Grant.
Allison?
Sweetheart, I didn't expect to see you home so early.
Well, it was a little noisier than usual at the top of the World Club, so we thought we'd come here for a quiet drink.
Didn't you enjoy your dinner?
Oh, yes, it was wonderful. Despite the fact that Justin was there with his brood holding court. Would you mind getting us a drink?
Not at all.
Where did these dresses come from?
Oh, they're mine. I got them at page 1.
They're
You like
lovely. Yes. You have very good taste.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd like them. Well, I'll just get them upstairs and out of the way.
Mama? How can she afford dresses like that?
That's what has me a little worried.
Why is that?
She said a friend gave her the money to get those dresses.
Friend? Which friend?
She didn't say. But there's something else that has me even more concerned.
What do you mean?
She's thinking of borrowing money from this same friend to get an apartment.
Good heavens, I hope you try to talk her out of that one.
Well, I think I've at least talked her into giving it some more thought before she makes a definite decision.
Must be some friend. If those dresses came from page 1, they're very expensive.
That's what has me so worried.
Here you are.
Thank you.
I can show you to a table.
Oh, we're not here to eat anything. We're looking for somebody.
Perhaps I can help you.
Mr. Wheeler, he was bringing Mrs. Decker here for dinner.
Ah, yes. They were here, but unfortunately you missed them. They left about a half hour ago.
Darn it. Thank you.
Well, what now, Vivian?
Well, we have to find him.
Well, how? We don't even know where he went.
I just thought of something else.
What?
That letter.
What letter?
That one that was addressed to Miss Wheeler that I misplaced.
The one you were going to talk to Mr. Wheeler
That's
about.
the one. Now we have to talk to him about it.
Why do you say that?
Because I just remembered the name that was in the upper left-hand corner of that envelope.
What was it?
It was the same as the name of the man that was found floating in Galveston Bay, Professor Miles Rehnquist. And right after Miss Brett got that letter, she left.
Right.
Oh, come on, John. We have to find Mr. Wheeler and fast.
Right.
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas. And now, the next part of Texas.
Brett. Were you asleep?
No, my mind won't stop.
And my mind won't either. I've been thinking about what happened when you and
disappeared. I was afraid I'd lost you. I thought I was never going to see you again.
Ricky, I felt the same way. When I was on that ledge, I thought I was going to die and I'd never see you again.
You really thought that?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how it sometimes takes a crisis for people to realize what's really important.
Yeah. I guess in a crisis, people take stock of themselves and they find out that the things they thought were important are just inconsequential.
Brett, you're important to me. Very important.
Oh, you are to me too, Ricky.
You know, I've been thinking about what you said.
About what?
About how I had to do something important with my life. You know, Hawker and Boots want me to run for public office. Well, I've been thinking when I get out of here, I'm going to seriously give it a try. And you're partly responsible.
Oh, Ricky, I wish you wouldn't say that.
Why not?
You're not supposed to do it because you think that's what I want. You're supposed to do it because you think that's the best thing for you.
Well, maybe it is the best thing for me, but how am I going to know if I don't try?
I could be wrong, you know. I mean, maybe politics isn't right for you. Maybe what you're doing right now, the talent that you have at singing, maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing because that's important to you. I couldn't live with myself if I thought you gave up your career because of something I said. I mean, I've already disrupted your life by asking you to come out here.
Oh, wait a minute, Brett. I came out here because I wanted to. I wanted to be with you. To help you.
Ricky, I don't want to be responsible for ruining your career.
You're not responsible. Brett, my life is a lot fuller because of you. I don't want you to ever forget that.
You know what? Having worked with you at the studio and then now seeing you here in your own place, you seem to pretty much have your life together.
Well, at least I have a better perspective on the way my life should be. Wasn't always that way.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, I used to think that making a lot of money was all that was important. So I tried building a career selling oil equipment. I didn't even like it that much, but I knew that I could make a lot of money at it if I was good. So I was determined to become the best in the business. Well, I did become very good at it. Too good. In the process, I lost my wife.
But why? If you were helping the marriage with your career...
Well, there comes a time when you have to know that you've done enough. Unfortunately, I didn't know that then. I just kept trying and trying. But what I forgot was the very person I was supposedly doing it for. I became so absorbed, so dedicated to the business, I ended up neglecting my home life. I never had enough time for it. And I never saw the suffering that she was going through because I wasn't there. I never knew that it wasn't the money or what it could bring that she wanted. It was my love and my caring that she needed most.
Billy Joe and I love each other very much. And we are not going to let our careers get in our way.
That's right. Nothing's more important than what we feel for each other.
Good. Keep feeling that way. You both look very happy together. Don't ever let your work come between you.
Are you all right, Paige? You hardly said a word in the car.
Oh, no, I'm just a little tired.
I don't think that's all, is it?
Nope. I guess seeing Rena at the top of the World Club upset me more than I'd like to admit.
Now, you shouldn't let Rena upset you like this.
I know it. I just can't help feeling a lot of hostility towards that woman, knowing how many times she's tried to break up Justin and Ashley's marriage.
But don't let Rena get you down, okay?
It's not just Rena, TJ.
What else?
TJ, we're carrying around all this information. If one of us lets it slip, it could be catastrophic. I love my brother, but we both know he has a terrible temper. Do you know what could have happened if she'd said something tonight?
But she didn't.
But she could have. I'm just wondering when she's planning on dropping her next little bomb. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all.
There's something else, too.
What?
I have this feeling
What kind of feeling?
that you're holding something back from me, that there's something you haven't told me. Is there, TJ?
Monday on NBC.
I hope you don't think I'm interfering where I don't belong.
Oh,
no.
No, not at all. To tell you the truth, these are things that Billy and Joe and I have been worrying about. It helps to hear that somebody else has been through them.
Well, I just hope that you won't make the same mistakes that I did.
Well, we're going to try not to.
You mind advice from someone who's been there?
Well, of course not. Go ahead.
Well, you both are going to need every ounce of patience and understanding you possess. And it's hard enough when only one partner has a career, but when both of them do, well, it's going to be a little difficult.
You're not against a woman having a career, are you?
Oh, no. A lot of women today have very successful careers. It's just that, like I said, careers have to be put in perspective. That goes for both men and women, especially when they're married.
Yeah, well, I know when Nita got into this designing thing, I wasn't all that crazy about it at the beginning, but now that I've seen what it's done for her and how good she is at it, I think it's great.
We just didn't realize how much time it involved.
Even for me, I'm spending a whole lot more time with my career, too, especially with all this ace-high stuff I have to do.
And I'm finding out that in order to sell my designs, I have to travel to push them. Like tomorrow, I'm going to New York City. Well, I hate the thought of leaving Billy Joe and my baby, but I don't think I have much choice.
How do you feel about her going away, Billy Joe?
Well, I'd feel a whole lot better if she didn't go, but like she said, she has no choice. Just like I have no choice with all the traveling I'm going to have to do for Ace High.
Well, just a word of warning. Could be a problem if you let it. I mean, if you let your careers and your traveling start interfering with your marriage, you both might have to do some heavy thinking.
Well, we're going to work this thing out. Nita and me are not going to let anything come between us. I know that.
Mother has to get up early tomorrow, so she's gone to bed. I've lost you again, haven't I?
Oh, I'm sorry. This Brett and Mark thing keeps tugging at my mind.
I know. But I am determined to change your mood. Now, what do I have to do? Stand on my head and make faces?
Nah, you don't have to do that. I warned you I wasn't very good company.
Grant, I know this thing has got you deeply concerned. I'm worried, too, but everything that can be done is being done. Now we have to wait.
We've been through all this before. It isn't just Mark and Brett that I'm thinking about.
Thinking about Judith?
I have no idea what she's got up her sleeve with this divorce thing.
You want to talk about it?
No, I don't want to bother you. You're not involved in it.
Grant, I am involved. Let me do for you what you've done for me. How many times have you listened to me when I've been down? I'm a pretty good listener, too, you know.
What did I do to deserve you?
Hey. Feeling any better?
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's me should be thanking you for everything.
What for?
For telling me everything. You didn't have to come out here. After all you've been through, come out here to help me save Brett and Ricky. I think that is quite remarkable.
But I had to do something. Ricky's my client.
I care about him.
Ruby, you did more than that. You've been very brave. You didn't have to come out here, but you did. I think that takes a very special kind of person.
You really think so?
I know so. Besides, I think you formed a very tight bond with all of us. One that'll never be broken.
I want to believe what you say is true, Mark.
It is, believe me.
I want to believe you. Because when we get back to Houston, I don't want you to disappear out of my life.
No way, lady.
You mean we can still see each other?
Sure. Hey, why would you even think we wouldn't,
Well, I don't exactly run in the same social circles as your family, Rena Decker.
Hey, I live and work hard. I don't give a damn about social circles.
I'm just afraid they're all going to give me the cold shoulder when we get back.
Nobody is going to give you the cold shoulder as long as I am allowed.
You mean that?
Sure do.
Are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm here, Gretchen.
This is the last time that I can talk to you for a while.
What's the problem?
I can't transmit deep inside the cave. So you're gonna have to wait until I'm through to find out what's happening.
Gretchen, what am I going to tell Hannibal?
Tell him that I've tracked them into the cave. That I know exactly where they are, and I'm heading back in there now to get things done.
Gretchen, you remember what Hannibal said. No one gets killed until you get inside the secret chamber.
As soon as I reach that chamber, I am gonna wipe them out. And then I'll be in touch with you. I feel lousy.
Why? What's wrong?
Oh, I hate what I've done to you.
Done to me? What are you talking about?
Your career, everything. Your chance of getting your own show at KVIK. Ricky, you know you might be losing everything you've been working so hard for.
Now, wait a minute. I want you to know something. We've been over this before. Everything I've done, including my being here right now, is because I wanted to do it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have done it if it weren't for me.
Well, that's true. Maybe I wouldn't have. But, I did it all because of the way I feel about you. You want to know something else?
What?
When we get out of here, I'm not going to let you slip out of my life.
Ricky, I don't want to.
I'm glad you said that. I've never known a lady like you before. You're the only woman who's ever really mattered to me.
And you matter to me a lot.
Okay. You know something? When we get out of this cave, I'm not going to let you out of my sight ever. What do you think about that?
Oh, Ricky.
I'm not keeping anything from you.
Well, then why do I have this strong feeling?
Paige, it's just a feeling. Feelings can be wrong sometimes.
Maybe, but I have it when I'm with you, and I have it when I'm with Ashley. It's sort of like you've told me everything but one key point, like the missing piece in a puzzle.
There's nothing.
I think that you have every reason to feel this way, especially in light of what's just happened. But there's nothing more that I can tell you.
Oh, I hope you're telling the truth, TJ. I don't want any more secrets between us.
No. No more secrets, Paige. I never meant to hurt you.
I know.
You mean more to me than anything, than anybody else in the world.
I want to believe that. And I want to believe that we can have a relationship, but we've got to trust, TJ.
We can. And we will. I'll never give you any reason to doubt me again.
I hope so. I'm sorry.
Paige?
I'm just a little tired. I've been working awfully hard lately. I think I need a little time to think.
Sure. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, real soon.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
Vivian, what are you doing here?
Decker, is Mr. Wheeler here?
Yes,
Vivian?
Mr. Wheeler, we've been trying to find you.
Why? What's wrong?
I have a message for you from Mr. Barker, the head of security at World Oil. It's
What is
very
it?
important. He said to tell you that the body of Professor Rehnquist was found floating in Galveston Bay.
What?
And I have something else to tell you.
What?
That Miss Brett received a letter from Professor Rehnquist. I just remembered it tonight. It was misplaced, but when I found it, I saw his name was on the envelope, and it was just after Miss Brett read that letter that she and Ricky Decker left.
If Miles Rehnquist is dead, then...
Oh, no.
This part of Texas was brought to you by today's Pringles, with a crispy, crunchy, deep-fried flavor that's really delicious. No preservatives, nothing artificial. Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas. Thursday, Julia.
Barbara.
The train continued to fall over extreme southeast lower Michigan, northwest Ohio,